So the title is Spiders of Malaysia, fearsome or awesome? Because for I'm sure most of you have heard that spiders are bad omen to many people. Many people are, whenever they think of spider, they just freak out or they jump or get scared. But to some people also, especially macro photographers, arachnologists, or entomologists, they enjoy looking at the little things like spiders, insects, and that's why here here is where the question is it fearsome or awesome? So tonight I'm gonna share about the awesome part. So hopefully none of you run away halfway because there'll be lots of spider photos tonight. Okay, so spiders are, in fact, they are spiders is one of the most diverse group of animal in the world. There are almost 50,000 species of spiders currently, which is formally described, recognized species. And so this is a big amount. And the thing is, so many people have the problem of differentiating between spiders and insects. In fact, spiders are not insects. Maybe some of you may still think it's an insect. So it's quite simple. So insects, you can see that they have three body parts, and if they have antenna or if they have wings, they are mostly insects. Spiders have no antenna, no wings, and they have only two body parts. And eight, just count the legs as well. Make sure they have 8 legs. But except some of them may be unlucky, maybe lose a leg or two. Because insects only have 6 legs, spiders have 8. And spiders produce silks. So these are carnivorous predators, which most of you may know about it. They catch insects. That's why this is one of the main importance of spiders. So spiders, they're found around the world, everywhere in your home. You'll definitely find a spider in your home, nearby you, wherever you look, except Antarctica and the ocean. So spiders don't live there. And so as 2016, there are almost 900 species of spiders recorded in Malaysia. So this one is unpublished data in 2016. So I was helping one of the arachnologists, a Malaysian arachnologist named Zuhelmi Nazir, based in so together we compile all the checklists and our own findings, and we've gotten to almost 900 species of spiders in Malaysia. So this was 2016, and after that we did not update it. So I hope there will be much more if we work on it. So you can see the common question is below. Are spiders insects? I've answered that. They are not insects. And the second question, which a lot of people, which I get all the time, are spiders venomous? So indeed they are. So, but don't be shocked yet. Spiders, almost all spiders, they are venomous. But then only few of them, the venom are dangerous and fatal enough for human. Only a few are lethal enough for human. Most of them are not dangerous, even though they're venom, but the venom are only produced in small amount and such in a weak, uh, weak amount that they can only kill small insects and won't do much on human, except only a few recorded species of spider like the famous ones like black widows or brown recluse or the wandering Brazilian wandering spiders. Those may have a medically significant venom. But otherwise, most of the spiders you see around, you don't have to worry about them. They'll rarely bite you because partly they're so small that the mouth part are not strong enough to bite through our skin. But even if they bite, they won't be. You'll feel just an end bite, and mostly it won't be lethal. But then, in fact, there are few cases. In fact, in Malaysia there's no recorded confirmed death from spider bite. I've read two newspaper article talking about two death cases related to spider, but those are unfortunate. One of it is in Kuching, Sarawak, another is somewhere in West Malaysia. But then this spider bite death case, it's not confirmed. There's no it's not confirmed report. It's just from witness, but there's no collection of the spiders, so they can be confirmed. But otherwise, there's no confirmed significantly venomous spider in Malaysia. So you don't have to worry. We are safe and sound here in Malaysia. No spider can kill us. And one of the another common questions which I get all the time from children, from kids is, can you become Spider-Man by getting bitten? So just tell your kids the truth that sadly no. All right. So spiders, they are from a group, since they are not insects, they are from a group known as the arachnids. So arachnids, they are quite an unusual group of arthropods. They look similar to insects, but they have most of them have 8 legs. So you can see that these are some of the common arachnids like ticks, mites, and below this are harvestmans, or also known as opiliones. So so the rest of the arachnids, they may look like spider, but the main difference are, you can see from the eyes. Like the first photo, spider have in fact have eight eyes if you count closely. But of course, there are some exceptions. There are few spiders with less than 8, few of species less than 8 eyes. But generally, most spiders have 8 eyes. While other arachnids, you see that they don't have 8 eyes. So you can tell from the eyes and the body parts. Like spider, the body is clearly divided into 2. You can see the abdomen at the back and the cephalothorax, which is also the head. 2 body parts, while the other arachnid, you can see that they only have 1 main body part in the middle, like the head and the abdomen are fused together into 1 body. So this is one way you can identify. So spiders, since they are almost 50,000 species, and they are also grouped into the respective family. So you can see that just from some of the family are so diverse. There are 129 families of spiders, but some of the family are so diverse, have so much species that from here you can see that almost more than 50% of the spider species are falls within only 10 uh, under 10 families. So 10 families of spider have more than half of all the species of spiders compared to the other 100 over families. So don't worry about all these scientific names. For this talk, I won't get into such scientific details. So I'll be talking about some of these spider families. Of course, they have common names. You don't have to memorize all these scientific names. So jumping spiders, these are my favorite. So you could claim that they're the cutest spiders around. I think some of you who are friends with Miss Cook, she posted about the Lucas spider earlier today. Yeah, some people claim that that's the that's the cutest spider in the internet. So in fact, yeah, if some of you who have arachnophobia, which is the fear of spider, you can start by looking at photos of jumping spiders, because most of them have those big round anterior eyes, which looks like big, which makes them look very cute. So jumping spiders, they are known for the ability to jump. Of course, many spiders can jump, but for jumping spiders, the jumping ability is exceptionally developed. So they need to jump well because, firstly, that's how they hunt. So they are these spiders, they're predators which pounce on the prey. So they will stop. Sometimes they stop the prey, and once they see a prey, they'll just jump and pounce at it from a distance away. That's how they catch the prey off guard. So this, as you can remember, if you remember the chart just now, this is the jumping spider. Is also comes. It's under the scientific name of Salticidae. which is the most diverse spider family. So this spider, since they have to pound from a distance, they can jump from a distance away to surprise the the prey. So they have to have good eyesight. So the eyes are quite developed. They are well developed compared to other spiders. So the eyes can see quite well from a distance away. So for them to get ready to jump and pounce at the prey from a distance away. So all those so these spiders, since they jump and pounce on the prey, they do not build webs for trapping. So the spiders that you see, all those cobwebs around, they are not made by jumping spiders. Jumping spiders do not make webs. They produce silk, but they do not use the silk to make webs. So you may wonder, what did they use the silk for? You could call it bungee jumping. So every time they travel a distance for safety, for security and safety reason, they will attach a part of the silk on wherever they walk on. So in case if something push it out of the way, or if a strong wind come and it fall off where it is standing, there will be a safety silk rope for it to climb back after that. So if you see it in real life, it looks like bungee jumping, where they just fall off and climb back up through the same rope, same silk. So here you can see that they are quite expert hunters. That they can hunt sometimes insects bigger than their own size. Yeah. So other than the eyes are actually quite interesting, because the eyes are different from human eyes and different from insect eyes. So insect eyes are compound eyes, which you can see there are so many. One eye consists of many tiny eyes. This is for insect eyes, but and for human eyes we have eyeballs, and mammals we have eyeballs which we can turn around our eyes. But for spider is they have outer lens which do not move, but the eyes in behind the lens they move. So if you look closely at the spider, sometimes the color of the eyes will change. So the jumping spider eyes sometimes will change color. Whenever it's black, this means it's looking at you. But if even though the head is not moving, the eyes behind the lens can move around to look around. Because for jumping spider, they have 8 eyes around the head, so they can move the eyes to see at the sides. So they have eyes all the way to the back, so they have almost 360 degree of vision, which is quite beneficial for it. So this is one way how it protects itself. It's ready for anything that comes at it, and it's always alert to spot any prey and insects around, ready to be captured. This is interesting. So jumping spiders, they have in fact they are the most intelligent group of spiders. Actually, so jumping spiders, of all the spiders, jumping spiders have the most developed brain. So jumping spider, especially this is called a Porsche jumping spider. This is known as the most intelligent spiders in the world. So they're so intelligent that they can whenever they spot a prey, they will not jump directly at the prey. They can, like wildcats, they'll trail the prey from behind, and they'll go around the prey to find the best way to jump at it. So they are so expert that they hunt other spiders. So of course spiders are great predators, but it takes a better predator to hunt spiders. So it's if there's some if you type Porsche, Portia, Porsche jumping spider on YouTube, you can see the videos on how intelligent they'll track and follow the prey and pounce at it. They're so intelligent they can that's why they feed mainly on other spiders, which is a dangerous job for them, because if they fail, they'll be in return get eaten by other spiders. So we'll go to the next group of spiders, Orb Waivers or Orb Web Spiders, Orb Web Spiders. So these are called for the orb webs they make. So whenever you see a web, two-dimensional web, which is a two-dimensional web which is in a spiral with lots of layers of round silk, those are mostly made by these orb webs. That's why they're called orb webs. They create webs in orbs, and usually they sit in the middle. So these are special, like for jumping spider, they'll track the prey on the ground and on bushes. Or but for these orb web spiders, they usually, since they construct this nest, since they construct this web, they focus on catching the airborne insects like flying insects and jumping insects, which are prone to get caught in the webs. And some species, they have webs so strong that they can even catch flying birds and flying bats, which is quite a feat. And many of them, they usually change a new web daily. So every day they'll pack up the web and create a new one again after that. So every day the same process, they'll construct the whole web. So they actually recycle the web. Once the end of the day, they will eat the old web and recycle the silk to be used again to create new webs. So it's quite resourceful of them. So these orb web spiders, they are both arboreal and they are both diurnal and nocturnal. So some of them build webs during the night and they pack up in the morning, while some of them, they build webs at night and pack up. Some of them build webs in the daytime and pack up at night. All right. So interestingly, these spider, they do not move well on flat surface. If you put them on flat surface, they move very slow and very clumsily. They are, because the legs are built to move fast on webs. So on webs, they can move very fast because they move by hanging down. But when they're on the flat surface, the body is a bit too heavy for them to carry, and they move slower. So they need webs to travel, to move fast around it. So they specialize in web in the webs. Yeah, here's a nice horn orb waver. So at the close look, you can see that they make the web in circles, in spiral, and some of these orb web spider, like on the right, this is the spider on the right is called St. Andrew's cross spider or the X spider, because sometimes they can create this mark on the web. They can create a mark in the middle of the web. Sometimes they make it in the shape of an X. It's not that X marks the spot, but it's in fact there are lots of scientists are still making up theories on why they do this. No one truly understands. So one of the main reason is that when they create this large X on the middle of the spider web, they help the big animals like birds to see it and avoid it, because birds also don't want to fly into big webs, and spiders don't want the nest to be damaged by flying birds. So they build this big X in the middle, so birds and other flying animals will see and avoid it. So that's one theory, but there could be more. Some other theory says that it's built to stabilize the web. Now we move on to crab spiders. These are interesting as well. So crab spiders, they are also known as the flower spider. It's quite clear. Here you can see quite clear why they're known as flower spider, because they many of them, you can find them waiting on flowers. So these crab spiders, they are ambush predators. They do not move a lot. They just wait wait for the prey to come to them. They just they have lots of patience, wait there until prey comes close enough, then they'll grab them. And that's why the four legs, four the front legs for two pairs of them are quite well developed and strong. So that's for grabbing the prey tightly to make sure the prey don't escape. So like jumping spiders, they move around looking for prey and pounce at prey. And orb web spiders create webs and wait for prey to get caught. While these flower spiders or crab spiders, they just wait there and wait for prey to come by and grab them. And that's why they need to depend on good camouflage. So with good camouflage, they'll make sure prey do not see them and get close to them. And interestingly, since many of them camouflage on flowers, they are very colorful. But the male of this spider, they are always tiny and not as colorful as the female. They're very small and dull looking for males. But this applies to flower spiders, not to human as well. So you can see the eyes of crab spiders. They are made in two rows. So very different from the jumping spider. You can see that they have two big front eyes. But for crab spider, they have very little eyes, very small eyes, because they do not have to depend on sight as well as a jumping spider. This one is an interesting species. So this crab spider, it looks like, if you can guess what it mimics, so it's actually mimicking a bird dung. So this one, whenever it sits still, some insect like flies will think there is a bird dung and will land on it. That's how the spider attracts insects, by just sitting down and looking like a bird dung. Now the Tango Web Spiders. This is one of the most common spiders as well. There are plenty of them, but most of them are very tiny. That's why we don't see them. So you can recognize them by, firstly, the small size. They're very small, very slim and slender, and they have very long front legs. The first pair of legs are the longest. And most of them, you can see that the front legs are longer than its actual body. And it's actually actual body length. And this group of spider, this family of spider, they are known to have some species which are very venomous, like the black widow spider. Black widow spider is under this group of spider. But so this group of spider, they're very small, but if you can spot them, some of them, they do look very interesting, look very beautiful. Like this one, maybe some of you may have seen, if you know Nikki Bay, the expert macro photographer from Singapore. So Nikki Bay had once he had photographed this mirror spider, which he made it world famous with his observation of the mirror spider. So this is the mirrors. So this is a mirror spider, same species as what Nikki Bay photographed. So it's interesting that you have all those what seems to be like little mirror pieces on the back, all those reflecting scales on the back, which when Nikki Bay, if you have seen his photos, he recorded how they can move. So even though they look like rigid mirror glasses, but they're actually living cells and they can expand as well. So this could be due to threat, being to threat as well. So it may expand or you can expand or make construct, make smaller, minimalize these reflective scales, which could be to show as a visual defense mechanism. Now Huntsman spiders. These are one of the biggest spiders around. Maybe some of you, if you have seen a big spider in your home on the walls, most probably these are Huntsman spiders. And most of the people they mistaken this huntsman spider as tarantulas because tarantulas are large and hairy, and huntsman spiders are large and hairy as well, and that's why many people mistakenly call them as tarantulas. And so these are nocturnal spiders, so mostly in the daytime they hide very well, but nighttime they show up and hunt. And so during the day they hide quite well, while waiting for nighttime. In the day they when they're hiding they camouflage very well. For example, this lichen huntsman spider just camouflage very well against the moss on the tree. And the eyes of huntsman spider are also quite small, and they are aligned in two rows. In fact, maybe some of you have heard, in Malaysia we have a species of huntsman spider called the David Bowie huntsman spider. Unfortunately, I don't have the photo to show you tonight, but if you just Google David Bowie spider, you'll see it. It's one of the most beautiful spider here in Malaysia, also found in Singapore and Brunei. Now we go to the actual tarantula. So, so you can slowly tell the difference between huntsmen and tarantulas. Tarantulas are way bigger and have more thicker and muscular legs. And so most tarantulas they'll be hiding in burrows, either living in underground burrows or holes in trees. So the world largest spiders is the Goliath tarantula, which is a tarantula as well, which some of the big ones are known to be eating snakes, birds, even frogs. And these tarantulas, they are known as the primitive spiders. So in fact, most of the spiders I showed you just now, they are modern spiders. So there are two groups of spiders, the modern and the primitive. So one ancient one and one modern one. So the difference is just that so the modern spiders are just more recently evolved spider. So most of the spider we see like jumping spider, orb web spider, they are more recently evolved. So they are just evolved to have faster speed and just more skills, more greater use of the silk, more intelligent, more techniques they use. While tarantulas are part of the primitive spider, which they have not evolved much, so they are quite ancient species that they are almost similar to what they were back in millions of years ago. So tarantula, in fact, they are not easy to see because most of the time, especially most of them are nocturnal, so they come out at night. So in the day they'll be hiding inside a burrow, which is if you do not know where they live, it's hard for you to see them. But if you know where the burrows they live in, then it's easier to see them. So on the right hand side is a beautiful tarantula with bluish legs. This is a very beautiful arboreal species which lives in tree holes. In fact, uh, maybe a few years back, you may have read the news of a newly discovered blue-legged tarantula from Sarawak, from Kuching. Some of you may have remembered that news that scientists have described this new species with really blue legs of tarantula in Kuching, but then they got into trouble because they were found that they were they collected and described it illegally without permit. So that's one of the biggest issue that sometimes that spiders are poached as well. Tarantulas are poached as well. So not only birds or mammals are hunted and poached, spiders are also poached, except because they're spider, then mostly they are not taken seriously or not realized. So, and of course, there are many more. As you have seen just now, there are 129 species of spider family. I won't talk about all of them tonight. Here are some of them. Especially maybe the most common one you may know is the one on the right top. On the right top, this one you can, there it's called a cellular spider. These are mostly the ones you found in your home with those small spiders with long legs. So these are called cellular spiders, which or Orb Web spiders, which prefer indoor and enclosed spaces and corners. So what are the special powers of spiders? Because spiders, you can see that they're one of the most unique, they are one of the most successful group of animals in the world. They are so diverse and so abundant. They're found everywhere around the world. So what gives them this success to survive and evolve? So we have to look at some of the unique abilities they have. Of course, like good eyesight and speed.
因為用電腦
Speed, good eyesight, and camouflage is one of them. But we'll look into more detail. So we'll go back to camouflage again. So as you can see, the flower spiders or crab spiders are the specialists at this, and they're perfectly matched into the colors are perfectly matched to blend in with the flowers that they ambush on. So they're specialized in ambushing pollinators like bees and butterflies attracted to the pollens. So some of crab spider, they can even change colors. So whenever they go to a different colored flower, after a while they can even change the body color to match the color of the flower. Now try to spot the hidden spider here. Some spider, the camouflage is just at the next level. I give you some time. Anyone see it? Okay. So if you have not noticed, okay, so I'll try this annotate button. All right, do you see this? There it is. This is a jumping spider. So some of them, like the flower spider just now, the colors are quite simple, but some of the jumping spiders, they have developed patterns as well that help them blend in. So it's quite amazing. Sometimes there's so many spiders which we have missed and walked past without realizing them. Some of them are even more expert. Even the body texture, the hairs and body texture are also developed to match the texture of the surrounding. So like this lichen spider on the left and this huntsman spider on the right, they are easily missed because just amazing the camouflage is. And then some spider, they can even take it to the next level. If you think this is great, some spider, they can even do this. They can, the body shape are specially evolved to mimic the parts of the habitat. For example, the one on the left, it looks like a rolled dry leaf. So some of the rolled dry leaf, you look like this. So that's why this is called scorpion tail spider. It's quite hard to see in the wild because most of them, they may be hiding among dried hanging leaves, which looks like it. And the one on the right, it looks like a thorn. You can see like the body is it's just amazing how well it blends in with the rest of the thorns on the twig. So this one, it does create a web as well to trap insects. But whenever it's disturbed, it just run back to the stick and mimic mimic as one of the thorns of the stick. Some spiders they even look like other insects. So you can see some red ants here, right? But can you spot a spider? One of them is a spider. One of them is in disguise, while the rest of them are ants.
Yes.
You can see it. All right.
Yes.
So yep. In case
Me too.
those of you have guessed correctly, well done. Yeah, this is a spider. You can see the slight differences between it and the ants. However, so close up you may see the difference, but just imagine if you're walking and seeing a bunch of red ants. If one of them is a spider, you wouldn't notice. Because the reason some spiders they mimic ants is for partly is sometimes they hunt on the ants that they mimic on. So ants think that it's part of them. When they get close, they get killed. But some of the spiders they mimic for defense, because many animals they hate ants. They know ants just swarms and come in large group to bite, and they can be annoying and painful to many animals, to many large animals. So whenever a spider is with a group of large ants, the animal may try to stay away, and the spider is safe by being eaten by some birds or some insect eating, spider eating animals. So this is a close up. Yeah, this is from far, but this is a close up. So if you look carefully, yeah, it have 8 legs. So the 8 legs is the one that tells it apart from the ants, which have only 6 legs. But just amazing how well it have evolved to resemble the ant. And not only that, there's a whole bunch of other species of spiders. Some of them are jumping spiders, some of them are sac spiders. Many of them are evolved to mimic a specific species of ants. So it's quite amazing that there's so many spiders which just mimic ants so carefully that most of the time we may be missing them, thinking that they're ants. So in fact, the story of how I got in love with spiders is so in 2013 I was just at home and I saw an ant crawling on my hand. So when I tried to shake the ants off, I realized that it wouldn't shake off because it's attached by a silk. Then I was so shocked that how could the ant be like spider producing silk? Then I I caught it and observed it and tried to find out what it is. Then I found out somewhere in the internet that it's a ant mimic spider. Then I was so surprised that I didn't know that. I thought spiders are just so simple. I did not realize that there's so many spiders that could mimic ants. So ever since that day, I've been wondering that how many more interesting spiders I've been missing. That I've been thinking that there are something else that I've missed them. So after that day I become more aware. I become looking more closely at the little things and began finding more and more interesting spiders. And maybe some of you have read this news before from a few years ago that in Peru, they found a spider which creates a big decoy. This is a tiny spider in Peru, but in the middle of the web, it makes a fake spider, a fake bigger spider. So it makes a fake bigger spider, so animal may think it's a spider too big to be eaten by them. Others, if animals know there is a tiny spider, they may easily eat it. When they think there is a big spider, then they may stay away. So it's amazing that this spider even create almost 8 legs, 8 fake legs of the fake spider on the web. So I'm lucky that I found something similar as well. This is of course, it's maybe not as perfect as the one in Peru, but this spider also tries to create a fake decoy spider, fake spider. something bigger with legs. So animal will think that it's bigger, something bigger than it actually is. So many other spider, they also can create a bigger decoys on the web, so they could blend in. Like some of them will put few debris on the web. So whenever, for example, a wasp come, a parasitic wasp that feeds on spider, some wasps they specialize in catching spider. So when they come, they may be confused which is the real spider. By the time they found the right spider, the spider have time to run off. And the one on the right is completely merged into the debris it make. So if a wasp come and it wouldn't be able to locate the real body. And some spiders. So not all spiders are good in camouflage. Some of them are very brightly colored, which are seen easily. But the defense mechanism is they have to be hard and very sharp, very spiny. So these spiders, like the spiny orb waver and the horn orb waver, they have very hard, sharp um, uh, shells or exoskeleton. So it's hard for animal. So if an animal tries to eat it, it's very hard to swallow something so hard and sharp down the throat. So most small animals may stay away from eating them. And some spiders, they can walk on water like Jesus. They can they have like this nursery web spider, and some wolf spider as well, and some huntsman spider. They could perfectly run and float on water. That's why some of them are known as the rough spider or water spider. They can just float on the water, and sometimes they hunt underwater animals like fish and tadpoles. And they can use this to escape as well. If they're on the land and something tries to catch them, they can run over water. All right. So you've seen so many different kinds of spiders. Whether they're awesome or fearsome is up to you. But why is it important to study them? So spiders are interesting if you learn more about it. So why is it important? There are many reasons. With spiders, there's a whole potential of study subjects you can do. So partly, what I can tell you is in Malaysia or Asia in general, many of the spider species are not yet described. So sometimes it's not surprising if you find new species of spider. It's most of them are not described yet. So this just by describing new species of spider can take you a whole lifetime. And other than and it's also good to work uh, on conservation part as well for spiders. Like the tarantula, they've been poached. Some people poach tarantula for breeding. Some poach for research. Some poach as pet for selling for keeping. And many of the tarantulas are endemics. So if they are finished, if the population is wiped out from that area, the population will never recover. So some of the spider they may be critically endangered, which we don't know. It's good to have more study because some of them should be in the IUCN red list, but they are not just because there's a lack of data and we don't understand them that much yet. And another interesting thing is the silk. The spider silk is interesting. Many people study the silk of spiders. So in fact, spider silk, maybe you've heard of it before. It is stronger than steel. So steel is strong, but weight by weight. If you compare one weight of a silk and one weight of the same weight of steel and same weight of silk is more tensile and stronger than the same weight of steel. And the silk, that's why silk have been many people are trying to use trying to recreate this spider silk, study them how to recreate the technology. Uh, because with this, some people are trying to make spider silk into bullet vests. because you can make it into a lighter, something more bulletproof and very lightweight. And some scientists are even trying to, but the problem is it's hard to mass produce spider web because spiders are small and they won't produce too much web for commercial use. So some people are genetically engineering spider gene into other animals. Like there's some of them have already tried putting spider genes into goats, so the goat can produce a spider silk in the milk it produces. And so since spiders are great hunters, they are eating many insects. It is actually they're very important in controlling the insect population. So in fact, some plantation company have tried to look into spiders as a pest control, biological pest control. The reason is why spiders are good as pest control is because some of the pests in the plantation and in agriculture, some of the pests they can adapt to the pesticide. Like some of the pesticide after being used, the insect pests they just become more resilient and becoming more stronger, and they're more immune to the pesticide. Well, but then by using spiders, spiders don't care whether the insects are resilient to pesticide. For spiders, all insects are insects, and uh, spiders can help to can indiscriminately catch them. That's why there are many studies looking into spiders as biological pest control, which can use to control insect pests in a crop plantation success properly, effectively. All right. So in case you are interested to just find out more to read more about spiders from this region, these are the books that I read, that I refer to. So we have a book. The latest one is the Borneo Spiders by Joseph Coe and Nikki Bay. So yeah, this one I think is still available in shops. If you go to if you can get it in the Wisma Merdeka bookshop, the Borneo shop, they're still selling this, I think. So this is the latest book on Borneo spiders with with beautiful photos inside. And there's also, if you're looking for a pocket guidebook, so there's the one in the middle, Common Malaysian Spider, is a very small pocket guidebook. You can put in your pocket. It's written by Zuhelmi Nazir and Suryanti Su. But if you are interested to read more about like the natural history of the spiders around this area, you can go for this Spiders of Southeast Asia, the introduction of Spiders of Southeast Asia. So the author, unfortunately, he passed away earlier this year, John Murphy. But yeah, if you can look for his book, it's a very great informative book. And of course, some other books also from other countries, like there is also Spiders of Singapore book, and there's a new book called the Spider Genera of India and Spiders of China. The Spiders of China is almost 1,000 pages. It's not related to Malaysia, but some of the species there are similar to the ones in Malaysia, which you can use as a good read as well. So that's it from me. All right. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Yes, thank you very much, Claveria, for the talk. Chun for the talk. It's very interesting, and I didn't realize that spider can be so clever, and well, they can be quite kind. If there's a fashion show, right? I'm sure some of the spiders can actually go on the catwalk and do a So, okay, we'll start receiving questions. So if you have any questions, I'd like to encourage you to type into the chat box, and then I'll start asking the questions to Claveria. So we'll be spending about 10 minutes to ask questions. So the first question actually was during your talk is from Albert I apologize if I mispronounced your surname, Albert Field. Yeah, that he asked the question: is it true golden orb web spider produces silk that is so strong that they are used for the production of bulletproof? Please confirm.
Oh yeah, so that's why I've mentioned just now that one of the example is they are really trying to weaponize it, making use as a for military use and police use as a bulletproof vest because it's just lighter with a spider silk lighter, and so it is. Yeah, some of the orb web spider like the golden orb waiver and some other closely related species, the silk are really strong. That's why birds, whenever bats fly into the web, they'll get caught and get eaten by the spider. So yeah, I can confirm that even though I've never seen the actual technology development in front of my eyes. They may be doing it secretly. Mhm.
Okay, I'll take the question right in sequence because I've noted down the sequence when the questions was raised. So if I've not actually asked you, please be patient. Okay, ask your question. Please be patient. What you can see in the chat box. What is the lifespan of spider?
Hmm. It This one is a good question. It depends on the species. So of course, some of the smaller species of spider they can only live for a few months, but some spiders, they the oldest, I think the world record for the oldest spider is 40 over years old. I think around 45 years old. But then it did not die of natural age. It died because it's killed by a wasp. So I wonder if the wasp did not kill it, it could have survived much longer. So 45 years old for one, it's a funnel spider. So that's that's a good age. Yeah, that's how long they can live. But others, most of them maybe around 1 year. The smaller ones, 1 year or less than that.
All right. Okay, so thanks for the answer. Well, next question is how many recorded tarantulas that we have in Sabah for the time being?
Oh, this one, I think I've when I did try to do the checklist in 2016, maybe I've counted it, but now I have to refer it back again. If you would really like to know the answer, you can drop me an email. I'll type my email letter in the box. Yeah, I can check back again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
All right. The
I
next one
can.
is from
Oh, sorry. I can
It's
give
all
the
right.
data for maybe Borneo, but not Sabah specifically, but Borneo. Because most of the spiders, when they describe the location are mentioned as Borneo and not sometimes not specifically
Okay.
Sabah.
So I see. All right. So the next question is from Chavez. Which destination on Borneo are you looking forward to next? To look for
Mm.
spiders?
Let's see. Usually the least venture, the better. In fact, uh, somewhere in the
So
middle
which
of yeah, somewhere in or just in fact,
destination
it's my
are
voice
you
clear so
planning
far?
to look for spiders? Okay,
Okay.
he's thinking.
All right. So yeah, so for the destination, somewhere in the
Yeah. Okay.
middle of Borneo would be good, where it's less ventured, like some mountains or
Okay.
something.
Okay. All right. So the next question is coming from a little gentleman. I'm actually very glad to see that tonight's talk, right, we do have children joining us. So the next question I would like to, because he has raised his hand earlier on, so I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Sun would you like to ask your questions and unmute yourself soon?
Soon, okay.
Ashbayin Hausun, you raise your hand. Did you have a question? Okay, no. Okay, he doesn't have a question. Okay, but it's good to see so many. Actually, I think I've spotted at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's about four children I've spotted. It's great to have children joining us tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question I'll start with is from Gim. How many times the spider can grow back its leg in their lifetime?
So the thing about spider is they just like similar to snakes, they can shed the skin, but rather the exoskeleton they can mold it. So every time they mold the outer layer of skin or exoskeleton, then the new skin is softer and they can grow out the legs. So I think as long as the spider can survive, as long as it is living, it can keep on regenerating.
Okay. So the next question is from Rosalie. It said, what is the ideal spider habitat? Oh, this is one thing I want to know.
There is no ideal spider habitat for all general spider, because what I've shown you just now, that each of spider, they love to have their own special, to be in their own special part of the habitat. Some likes to be on flowers, some likes to be in the ground, some near water. But in this case, I would say tropical rainforest, because tropical rainforests have most of this that can be provided for spiders, like flowers, water. But some spiders, they specialize in desert, which we don't have in the tropical rainforest.
All right. Thank you. So the next question is from Quicket. Can we look for you if we need help identifying spiders?
Okay. This is a tough one, because the problem we have is in fact, could be most of the spiders in Malaysia are undescribed yet.
Wow.
Yeah. So
undescribed.
yeah, either undescribed or not properly described. So we do not know which is the description is the report, the article is referring to which one. So and I can help until to the most accurate to the nearest level, maybe up to family or genus level. Genus level usually is for spider. If you can get to genus level, that's quite good already. Species level, maybe only the common ones. The rare, not common ones, is hard to get to species level.
Since we're on this question, maybe you can explain to us, how do you describe the spiders? Do you look at the legs? Do you look at the body? Or do you check out the eyes position? Can you describe a bit how you identify spiders, even down to the family or genera?
Okay. So mostly all of the above, as you mentioned, but most usually it's more of the eyes. So the eyes, because because you can see the eyes are quite diverse with between spiders as well, and for male spiders you have to look at the pedipalps. So male spiders, they have something called a pedipalp in front of the mouth part, which every species are different if you look carefully. So since every species are different, that's one distinguishing factor. For female spider, they also have to, they have to do a bit of operation to get the epigium up.
Okay, so that basically kind of answered the next question, because the question from Gim was, how can we differentiate the male and female of spider? Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's one way also.
Okay, so the next question is from Robert. Questions: generally, all male spiders are small while female spiders are large. Is this true?
Let's see. Okay, also depending on the spider families, but generally if you're talking about majority, but otherwise, many of the families like crab spiders, orb waivers, the males are really tiny. There is a clear dimorphism. But then for some like jumping spiders and tarantulas, sometimes they're almost male and female are just almost the same size and hard to tell apart. Especially sometimes in jumping spider, male are even bigger. So it depends on spider families.
Okay.
Hmm.
So then there's a comment from Lala Rastalikopoulos. There could be a possibility for a Spiders of Borneo ID app.
Ooh, okay. So maybe in the future. Yeah,
Okay.
because the thing is right now we can't ID because not all the spiders are described yet. So only I
Okay.
think after most of the spiders described, then we can go to the next phase of developing this AI to recognize the spider. But
Okay.
yeah, we have to need taxonomies to describe all the spiders first.
Right. Okay, and the last question we have in the chat box is, so since some of the spiders are not described yet, is there a possibility of a spider species that can be dangerous to humans? Possible?
Okay. Everything is open to possibility so basically since it's not described and not encountered, maybe not discovered yet, no one have been bitten by it. So no one knows there is a no one knows there is a lethal. It is possible, yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions from the chat box. And thank you all for your questions because they are really interesting questions. Before I close the Q&A, actually, I myself have one question I would love to ask. Actually two questions. I just want to ask you, is that all those pictures that you show us on the slide were basically taken by you?
Yeah. So all the photos that I've shown today in this slide are photographed over a period of 12 years.
Okay. So last question. Are there any endemic spiders in Sabah? I mean, spiders only in Sabah?
Yeah, in fact, quite a number of them they are described from Sabah, but so far the problem is because not many studies are done yet. So some of the spider that are listed as endemic in Sabah actually could be found in other parts of Borneo, but just people haven't discovered them yet. So as for now, it's described only in Sabah, but not yet they discovered in other parts of Borneo. But otherwise, by this many spiders are described to be from Sabah, and nowhere else yet.
I see. Okay. So, all right. So last few comments from Quickcat was, thank you very much for the talk, Chun. Your photography skills is amazing. I do think it's amazing as well. I totally agree with Quickcat in this one. So Albert says, so your advice is to be careful when looking for spiders. Never know that you might be stepping on one, right?
Yeah, I think just you can spot spider, but just try not to handle them. Like if you see a spider, don't put your finger on its face. Just simple as that. If you see a spider, just photograph it and you'll be fine. As long as you don't put your finger on it, and you'll be fine. So spiders won't attack you unless you really try to disturb them.
Oh yes, definitely. I definitely wanting to put my fingers in front of the spiders. So it will be, I would love if you can actually type in your contact details into the chat box, Chun, because the thing is, I'm sure a lot of people after tonight would love to contact and talk to you about spiders because it has been a very amazing talk. So for those of you, right, who would love to know more about spiders and have a look at one of the books that Chun actually mentioned just now. Wait a second, I'm just going to show my slide. Let's see. All right, it's here. Okay. So if you want to get a copy of the Borneo Spiders, a photographic field guide is actually available at the Natural History Publications website, https://NHP Natural History Publication Borneo.com. Okay. So basically, is one of the natural history publication is basically one of the leading natural history publishers in Malaysia and in the Southeast Asia region. So they tend to cover topics on plants, animals, parks, forests, cultures, and even travelogues as well. So you can go to the website and then book yourself a copy. So one copy of this Borneo Spider photographic field guide is basically 220 ringgit. It's a softback cover. So you can actually book with them. They actually send out to Sarawak, to West Malaysia as well. And I understand that they will send it overseas as well because they are in the process of sorting out this postage and delivery system to overseas customers as well. So if you want a copy of this, please check out the Natural History Publications website. And of course, while you're at the website, you can check out all the other books that they carry on their website as well. Please take note, I don't work over there. I work with the forestry department. So I'm just kind of like, I like to introduce good resources where my people can actually kind of get some good resources or reference material. As for the Sabah Society, if you enjoyed tonight's talk and would like to know more about our activities, you can always check out our webpage. So we have the sabahsociety.com webpage. You can check that out. If you have a Facebook account, you can basically follow the Sabah Society main account, whereby a lot of the events and talks that happens in KK will be published on that particular Facebook account. And if you want to take note of what's happening at the Sandakan branch, because this is Sabah Society, we basically have the main committee in KK and we have the Sandakan branch. So you want to know what is the Sandakan branch up to, you can check out our Facebook as well. We do have a Twitter and Instagram for the society. For those of you, tonight's talk, we are actually not doing, you don't have to pay any fees, but if you would like to join us as a member, because if you join us as a member, whenever we conduct field trips, and I have to say this year we have quite a few trips in the pipeline, you get a massive discount in comparison to the market price. So join us as a member if you want to join any of our field trips, because it's definitely worth joining us as a member. And if you love to promote the culture, history, and nature of Sabah, join us as a member and be one of the committee members so that we can continue to promote this to all the people around. Okay, last and not least, hot off the press. So recently we have just published the Sabah Society Journal, volume 37, and we're actually selling it at the moment. So public price, we're selling it at 120 ringgit. Members price, we're selling at 108. So what are some of the topics that's covered? There's basically some historical topics. There's basically some nature topics covered in as well. This issue, we basically have write-up on the postal history of Sabah, and we have the write-up on the eastern plateau of Mount Kinabalu. And not to forget, we also have a write-up by no other than Lala, the history of the German town as well. So if you like to have a copy or want to know more, just let me know. Yeah. So before we end, I would love for all of us to have a group photo, because it's very rare that it's not all the time we actually have children joining us. So it would be nice to record this moment as well. So I would like invite all of you, if you can turn on your camera, and Wong will happily take a picture of all of us.
Yeah, Ian, you have to stop sharing your screen.
Yes.
And that. Okay, everybody, ready? Smile, looking in the camera. Now, smile. Turn on your camera. Turn on the camera. Turn on the camera. Come on, get a few more. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. All right. Come on, come on. The rest. Okay. So if well, I'm not going to force everybody to turn on the camera. Okay. All right. So smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you all of you for joining us tonight. Have a great night and have a good week ahead. And I look forward to seeing all of you in our next talk. Okay, Wong.
I wonder where are the children from?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Ash Banyan house.
Oh, these are students from Vision Primary School.
Vision Primary School.
Yeah.
Nice. Tawau.
Sandakan.
in
Sandakan.
Sandakan.
Okay. That's great.
If you want to do some awareness program to the school, maybe we can arrange for you to have a talk or a sharing with the students in the schools.
Yeah, because we know Vision International School in Tawau as well. There's one.
Yeah, there is one is affiliate under the same church, under the same diocese of Sabah. Yeah.
So who was the one who shared it in the school?
Sorry?
Who was the one who shared it in the school?
No, I mean you can come and share if you want to.
Okay,
We
okay.
can arrange a session for you.
Yeah, I mean for today's event, who was the one sharing?
Oh, today? Oh, yeah, I was the one. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Johnny.
No problem.
It's good, Johnny. Great to see children.